In the bustling cities and technologically advanced societies we've built, it's easy to forget our origins. We often see ourselves as separate from the natural world. We've created smartphones, skyscrapers, and space stations. These achievements make us feel superior to other animals. But are we really that different? Have we truly transcended our animal nature? The truth is, we're still very much a part of the animal kingdom. Our biology, instincts, and behaviors are deeply rooted in our evolutionary past. We may wear suits instead of fur, but beneath the surface, we're not so different from our wild cousins. Our basic needs and drives remain remarkably similar to those of other animals. Consider how we organize our societies. We form communities, establish territories, and create hierarchies. These structures are strikingly similar to those found in animal groups. From wolf packs to chimpanzee troops, social organization is a common thread that connects us to other species. Our methods may be more complex, but the underlying principles remain the same. Even our most civilized behaviors often have parallels in the animal world. Cooperation, altruism, and even warfare are not unique to humans. Ants form complex societies and wage wars. Dolphins show empathy and help injured members of their pod. By recognizing these similarities, we can gain a deeper understanding of our own nature and our place in the broader ecosystem of life on Earth. The modern world may seem far removed from the wild, but competition remains a driving force in human society. Just as animals compete for food, mates, and territory, humans engage in fierce competition for resources, jobs, and social status. The concrete jungle of our cities is, in many ways, as ruthless as any natural habitat. Consider the job market. Candidates vie for positions, showcasing their skills and adaptability. This process mirrors how animals display their fitness to potential mates or competitors. In both cases, individuals must prove their worth to secure their place. The resume becomes our plumage, the interview our mating dance. We may use different tools, but the underlying motivation remains the same: survival and prosperity. Resource acquisition in human society also echoes animal behavior. We strive to secure the best living spaces, accumulate wealth, and ensure our access to food and other necessities. This drive is no different from animals marking their territories or hoarding food for lean times. The methods may be more sophisticated, but the instinct is primal. Even in our leisure activities, competition persists. Sports, video games, and academic pursuits all tap into our innate desire to prove ourselves superior. This competitive spirit has driven human progress, spurring innovations and achievements. But it also reminds us of our animal nature, the constant push to be faster, stronger, and smarter than our peers. In the animal kingdom, dominance hierarchies are common. Many species have alpha individuals who lead and protect the group. Humans, despite our complex societies, exhibit remarkably similar patterns. Our leaders, whether in politics, business, or social circles, often display traits reminiscent of alpha animals in the wild. Consider the behavior of CEOs or political leaders. They often project strength, confidence, and charisma. These qualities help them maintain their position at the top of the social hierarchy. This is not unlike how an alpha wolf or lion asserts its dominance through physical displays and decisive actions. The corner office becomes the human equivalent of the highest rock in the savannah. The way humans compete for these top positions also mirrors animal behavior. In both human and animal societies, individuals may challenge the established order. Corporate takeovers, political coups, and social uprisings can be seen as human versions of animals contesting for alpha status. The stakes may be different, but the underlying drive for power and influence remains the same. However, human power dynamics are often more complex and nuanced than those in the animal world. We've developed intricate systems of governance, laws, and social norms that regulate how power is obtained and exercised. Yet, even within these sophisticated frameworks, our animal instincts for dominance and submission often shine through. The struggle for power in its many forms remains a fundamental aspect of human society. Section 4. Love and Attraction, Primal Instincts in Modern Times. When it comes to love and attraction, humans often like to think of themselves as sophisticated beings driven by complex emotions and intellectual connections. However, a closer look reveals that many of our behaviors in romance and relationships have striking parallels in the animal kingdom. Our choices in partners and our courtship rituals are often influenced by primal instincts that have been shaped by millions of years of evolution. Consider the concept of physical attraction. Just as peacocks display their colorful feathers to attract mates, humans often go to great lengths to enhance their physical appearance. We style our hair, wear makeup, and choose clothing that accentuates our best features. These behaviors are not so different from the elaborate displays seen in many animal species during mating seasons. The nightclub becomes our forest clearing, the dating app our mating call. The process of courtship in human society also bears resemblance to animal behavior. From flirting to gift-giving, many of our romantic gestures have analogs in the animal world. Male bowerbirds build elaborate nests to attract females, not unlike how humans might prepare a special date or buy an expensive gift to impress a potential partner. The underlying motivation, to prove one's worth as a mate, remains the same across species. Even in long-term relationships, our behaviors often reflect our animal nature. The concept of pair bonding, seen in species like gibbons and prairie voles, is mirrored in human monogamy. The emotions we associate with love, jealousy, possessiveness, the desire for closeness, all have roots in our evolutionary past. They serve to strengthen bonds and ensure the survival of offspring, just as they do in many animal species. Section 5. Social hierarchies from savanna to boardroom. Human societies, from small tribal groups to large nations, are structured around complex social hierarchies. While we may view these structures as uniquely human, they have clear parallels in the animal kingdom. The way we organize ourselves, establish pecking orders, and navigate social relationships bears a striking resemblance to the behavior of many animal species. In the corporate world, for instance, the organizational chart of a company is not dissimilar to the hierarchical structure of a chimpanzee troop. There's a clear chain of command, with executives at the top, middle management in between, and entry-level employees at the bottom. This structure allows for efficient decision-making and resource allocation, much like how animal hierarchies facilitate group cohesion and survival. The ways in which individuals move up or down these hierarchies also mirror animal behavior. In both human and animal societies, individuals may rise in rank through displays of competence, forming alliances, or challenging those above them. A junior employee vying for a promotion is not so different from a young wolf challenging for a higher position within the pack. The methods may be more subtle in human society, but the underlying dynamics are similar. Even in our social interactions outside of formal structures, hierarchies persist. Friend groups often have natural leaders, just as many animal groups do. Social media followers and influencers create new forms of status that echo the way animals establish dominance through visual or auditory displays. Our obsession with celebrity culture can be seen as a modern, large-scale version of the attention and deference given to alpha individuals in animal groups. Section 6. Embracing our animal nature. As we reflect on the many ways in which human behavior mirrors that of animals, it becomes clear that we haven't strayed as far from our evolutionary roots as we might like to think. Despite our technological advancements and complex societies, many of our basic instincts and behaviors remain firmly grounded in our animal nature. This realization need not be a source of discomfort or shame. Instead, it can provide valuable insights into our own behavior and help us navigate the complexities of modern life. Understanding our animal nature can help us make sense of many aspects of human society. It can explain why we feel drawn to certain leaders, why we experience intense emotions in our relationships, or why we sometimes act in ways that seem irrational or instinctive. By recognizing these animal instincts within ourselves, we can better understand our motivations and, perhaps, make more conscious choices about how we want to behave. Moreover, embracing our connection to the animal world can foster a greater sense of empathy and connection with other species. When we recognize the similarities between our behaviors and those of other animals, it becomes harder to view ourselves as separate from or superior to the natural world. This perspective can encourage a more sustainable and respectful relationship with our environment and the other creatures that inhabit it. However, acknowledging our animal nature doesn't mean we're bound by it. One of the unique aspects of human cognition is our ability to reflect on our own behavior and make conscious choices. We can recognize our instincts and decide whether to act on them or override them with rational thought. This capacity for self-reflection and intentional action is what allows us to create complex societies, develop ethical systems, and strive for personal growth. By understanding and embracing our animal nature, we can harness its strengths while also transcending its limitations, creating a more balanced and harmonious way of living in the modern world.